everyone. Can you hear me? Can you see me? It's been a while since I did live stream, and I will try to read your questions on my computer while filming on my phone and looking at my phone. It is trickier than it seems to film a live stream without Sasha because I'm kind of used to just film videos for you. But I have promised you to be live, to do more live streams for you. So here I am. Uh, Let me see if the stream is on. Yes, I'm live. Please let me know if you can hear me, if you can see me, which country you are from. Oh, Porky. Yes. Are you going to give me some fashion tips this time as well? Hello, El Bestioni. Hello, I can hear and see you from Alberta, Canada. Greetings to Canada. Anyway, I know that in US today, most of our subscribers are celebrating Thanksgiving Day, and I have prepared a story to you about Thanksgiving. Like 13, almost 13 years ago, 12 years ago, I had a female client. We will call her Tatiana. And Tatiana was a very extravagant, beautiful lady in her early 40s. And she was introduced to our client from United States. But since at that time, like 12 years ago, it was still rather tricky with all the messengers, with the internet. So Tatiana, she liked going to our office to use our internet to talk in Skype to her boyfriend. And on Thanksgiving Day, she also came to our office. It was my first office, tiny room, like 15 square meters. This is where Diolli.com has started. So she has asked us to call her boyfriend on Skype so that she can congratulate him. And she is calling. We can hear it because it is one room. And basically, once he picks up the phone, she starts screaming, "Dear, dear, happy Thanksgiving Day." We try to correct her, telling that, "Tatiana, it's Thanksgiving." She's like, "What? Dear, happy Thanksgiving Day." Later on, our client has told us that this was the moment he has understood that she is the one, she is his woman. And it took us weeks to convince her that it's actually not a Thanksgiving Day, but a Thanksgiving Day. So such a funny story, which had a happy end. You're writing me that yes, that's an American stuff. You are right. In Ukraine, we don't celebrate it either. So let's talk a little bit more about dating. We have been busy. Last several weeks, we have scheduled lots of dates, and this weekend we have also scheduled dates, and next weekend we will have clients over. And I wanted to talk about most common dating mistakes and a little bit more about what to expect when you choose international dating. Of course, the most common mistake is to grow your expectations unrealistically high. And it doesn't mean that gentlemen have too high of standards. It doesn't mean that we can't reach their standard, the matches we introduce them to. Pretty often, gentlemen, when they hire us, it has been a while since they have been dating offline. The lockdown, other reasons. So for some gentlemen, the dates that we arrange are the first dates in like 5 or even 10 years. So basically, the last time they have been out on a date with a real woman was like 10 years ago, 5 years ago, 15 years ago, sometimes. It doesn't mean that these gentlemen, there is something wrong with them in the sense that they are not attractive or they are social. You know, life is busy, and when you are 20 and when you are in college, it's quite easy to meet new people, to get new acquaintances, and to fall in love. but after you graduate, life happens, job happens, responsibilities happen. So people switch their priorities, and dating is not a priority for them anymore. So, of course, if the person hasn't been out on a real date, offline date with a real woman for, let's say, 10 years, can you be surprised that this person, first of all, will forget what real people feel like during the dates? They will forget what real women look like on the dates. Because if you just stick to online dating, if you just stick to Tinder, it is very easy to lose the touch with the reality. A question, clients, Sveta, have you seen a slowdown in clients due to the new Ukraine lockdowns? No, actually, we are very busy and we are fully booked till February. Greetings from Erbil, Iraq. Greetings to you there as well. No, we are fully booked till early February, and I think this lockdown has taught many people that it is so much more fun to stay at home with a beloved person, and it is not that much fun to be all alone in the four walls. Anyway, I was talking about people who have been out on dates for years, and of course, when you haven't been on a vacation or you haven't been out on a date, your fantasy goes wild and you start thinking, oh, when I will see her, I will feel butterflies in my stomach, or there will be a sparkle, or I will feel this, or she will say this, that. So you kind of start creating certain scenarios in your head, and pretty often these scenarios, they have very little with real life. And ladies, same as gentlemen, pretty often they romanticize dating. Just this week, I was talking to a lady. She's 37 and she has never been married. A beautiful lady, and she doesn't have kids. She works. She works in the travel agency. This is like a VIP travel agency, and it's something similar to concierge. So with VIP clients, she speaks English, and she romanticized relationship and she romanticized love that much that it is humanly impossible to reach her expectations. For example, she has been out on a date with our client, and the date went well. It lasted almost 3 hours. The restaurant was nice, flowers were nice, the conversation was going. But the lady has claimed that, you know what, I didn't feel anything special. So it was just a nice conversation, just a nice meal. I haven't felt like the earth has stopped spinning. I haven't felt that wine tastes different. I haven't felt it that water tastes different. For example, flowers smell more brightly. So it has to mean that we can't be together, that there is no sparkle, no special love. And she has jumped into this conclusion right after the first date. So I was asking her, but how can you know if you like him or not if it has just been one date? One date is about seeing each other face to face, trying to understand if two of you feel attracted, in the sense that there is nothing that turns you off, in a sense that he has nice ears, he smells nice, or for example, she looks like her photos, or he hasn't lied about his height. So pretty much this is it. First date has a lot to do with physical looks. To really like a person, you have to get to know a person. You have to find more things that you have in common interests, common life goals. And to get there, you have to spend time together. You have to cover these topics. And it takes usually 2 or 3 dates to understand it. And some ladies and some gentlemen as well, they create this image of insta love in their heads, like they show in movies or in books, or for example on Instagram. where you see her and everything changes, like the world goes in slow motion, birds start singing, and everything tastes and smells differently. Well, in movies, they show it this way. In real life, it doesn't happen. You are still you. She is a beautiful lady in front of you. You're on a dinner, or for example, or like on a coffee date. So people have these unrealistic expectations about love, about their date, and when reality doesn't match these expectations, they feel disappointed and deceived. I will take some questions. Um, well, just imagine if somebody has never ever dated, that should be very difficult, right, Svetlana? Actually, I have been working with several gentlemen, young gentlemen in their late 20s, early 30s, and they haven't been dating since high school because after that, college happened and university happened and part-time work happened, then jobs happened, and dating was not a priority. We have been working with one gentleman, and he was 48 and he has never been in a relationship, and we have got him into a relationship. He is dating his now girlfriend for 6 months already. So yes, it will be trickier, and probably if a gentleman has never been on real dates or it has been a while since he has been out on dates, he will need some coaching and he will sabotage some dates. Well, he has to learn how to do it. But everything is possible if he is ready to work on it, if he places dating as a priority. What else? Especially if you invest in work, career, or simply if you do not get any chance to have a date with a woman. It is so common nowadays that people haven't been on dates for 5 or 10 years, regardless if they are in their 30s, 40s, or 50s. Because nowadays the dating market has changed, and in Ukraine as well, men have stopped approaching ladies in the streets, and people have switched to online. And online, different rules apply. You can hide behind that photo. You can have this flattering photo of yourself and those two smart quotes. It's not the same as sitting in front of a real person, watching her reaction to her jokes. When you are offline, you don't have a chance to, for example, put your phone down and think about your answer. Because your date, she will expect a smart, witty answer right away, and she will watch your reaction. What else are you writing? I speak about real offline dates. Online doesn't count. Yes, you're right. Online, it's totally different. It's same as to compare, for example, playing some car races on a computer and then trying to drive a real car. Is it right to bring a gift of or flowers to every lady I go on first dates with in Ukraine? Flowers is a must. Other gifts are not required, but flowers, when you go out on a date, flowers means that this is not just an ordinary meal. This is a date. Um, because when you go out with a lady and you do not bring flowers, well, it can be like a business meeting. It can feel like a business meeting, like a friendly meeting, like if you want to be friends with her. But once you bring flowers, especially if you bring flirty flowers, not just standard like money bucket of red bouquet of red roses, but let's say a mixed bouquet of pink flowers or red flowers, flirty one. Then you will turn an ordinary meal into a date. Flowers give emotions. They won't last like for a week or for 2 weeks, but for those several hours, once they stand on your table and you sit in front of a lady, they will change the mood. And when she will get home with the flowers the next morning, when she will wake up and see your flowers in her bedroom or in her kitchen, living room, she will be thinking about the date. She will be thinking about you. So flowers, they will change the mood and they will add you extra points. They will earn you extra points in her eyes. Svetlana, I'm spoiled with Ukrainian women. I'm not sure if there is help for me. Can you do a video? I'll only pick one. You are speaking about your imaginary girlfriends. I know this guy. You have been commenting all our videos, giving fashion tips, and usually you advise me to wear like a brush or something like that. Uh, how to pick the one? I would recommend you to get a real girlfriend. Then you won't have time to comment every video on YouTube. You will be too busy with your girlfriend. Uh, I am with Porky. How can I choose one lady when there are so many beautiful women out there? It depends on your goals. If you want to settle down, if you want to have a girlfriend, to find a fiance, to get married, then you will find out that actually people who have similar goals and similar priorities and who have similar values, um, it's not that many out there. So you can't tell that all those ladies that you see in the streets, first of all, they share your values and goals, also that they find you attractive. So actually, it is a myth that there are like hundreds of women who match all your criteria and who can choose you back. So no, it's not like that. The trick is to find a person who match your criteria, and also that you match the criteria of this lady. A person who will choose you back for all the right reasons. A person who shares your long-term goals, who has similar values, similar understanding about money, relationship, gender role in the relationship, about vacation time and leisure time. So there are lots of important things you have to pay attention on. And of course, you can't expect it that there will be lots of women who tick all the boxes. It's too naive. What else? I have had many long-term relationships with Ukrainian women. Good for you. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to you as well. Uh, it's really the matter about getting the chance to meet the right for yourself, not getting any woman to choose you for whichever reason. Interested to get the one who chooses you for the right reasons. Yes, you are right. My goal is serious relationship and do get married. But when I check agencies' databases, there are so many potential candidates, and the next one is always more beautiful. This is why I don't find this website with galleries of brides efficient, because you will always think that, first of all these women can choose you back, and in real life it is not so. Also, you can assume that all those three women look exactly like those pictures, and usually photos are heavily photoshopped. And also, you'll assume that all these women tick all your boxes, and this is not the case. Usually, to set a client on one date, myself and our psychologist Alessia, and now we also have a second psychologist in the team, Eugenia. You will meet her later on in our videos as well. So, two psychologists and myself. To set a client on one date, we end up interviewing 10, 15, 20, even 25 candidates when the age gap is involved. And we vet out other candidates to pre-select one, not because other ladies are bad people, but because they are different. And we understand that, for example, this lady has different understanding about a relationship. And this lady, she romanticizes relationship and love too much. And our client is more down to earth, or he needs a more down to earth girl. Or for example, this girl, she has different understanding about gender roles in the family, so she won't be a good match. So there are so many factors to pay attention at. If you struggle with attracting and choosing right people, then you should consider hiring a matchmaker or doing some dating coaching with a professional coach. It can be a huge change in your dating life. What else? What is the best way to compete against Ukrainian men for a lady who hasn't dated a foreigner before? First of all, most of Ukrainian women, they are not open to international dating. And they can be curious about going out with a foreign man because, for example, she has never been out on a date with a French guy or with an American guy or with an Australian guy. People have to choose international dating for truly the right reasons. For example, if you are truly well-traveled, you work for an international company, you are surrounded by an international crowd, you have good examples. For example, your sister is married to a foreigner, or your best friend has relocated to another country and he or she is married to a foreigner. So you like this concept of mixing cultures, learning new languages, getting to know new cultures. And of course, you have to be romantic and you have to be adventurous in a good sense, because it is an adventure, a romantic adventure, probably the most romantic adventure of your life, to cross the ocean to meet someone special. So it's not for everyone. Of course, if you date in Ukraine, uh, as they say, when in Rome, do as Romans do. So you can't expect it that, for example, you will travel to Ukraine and Ukrainian ladies will start acting like German women, like Deutsche Frauen, that they will be suggesting you to split the bill, or that they will be the first one to text you back. No, Ukrainian dating rules will apply. So when Ukrainian men take Ukrainian women out on dates, they foot the bills in the restaurant, they bring flowers, they tell compliments. Of course, if you play this foreigner card right, you can be this mysterious, romantic foreigner, and a date with you will mean getting to know your culture better, having something extra special during this date, some extra romance, because you can speak about cultures, countries, you can use different languages. But in some cases, a lady will choose a local guy simply because he is local. So it is not that easy to find ladies who are truly open for international dating for all the right reasons. And we have been doing it for 13 years, and we invest lots of time, effort, and money into recruiting such ladies into our database. It's not that easy. Other questions? Approximately what percentage of Ukrainian women are interested in African American men? I heard 10-15%. I don't have such statistics. By the way, 3 days ago, our beautiful couple, he's an African American gentleman and he's a psychologist in the US. And our beautiful female client, his fiancée, she's an artist, a quite successful one. They have finally reunited in the United States. So we have been working with African American men. I can't tell that it is a piece of cake, because for some ladies, the looks of an African American man will be very exotic, too exotic. But for other ladies, they find it cute. There has to be physical attraction, and there has to be more than just physical attraction. But if you choose international dating for all the right reasons, and if your requests regarding the match are logical and smart, then you can succeed. Why not? Just a feedback, Svetlana. We never assume in life. Ukrainian women are not that interested in Black, Indian, and Chinese men. We have Indian clients, we have Chinese clients, we have worked with gentlemen from Taipei, from Hong Kong, from Tokyo, Japan. So we have worked with gentlemen from different countries and backgrounds. And this autumn, we have been working with several gentlemen from India. So you're wrong about it. Hopefully you get it as a joke, without any known wanted intentions. Yes? 7 digits per year help a lot to compete with local. We do local matchmaking as well, and you will be surprised that there are many wealthy and well-off gentlemen in Ukraine and in Russia, and also there are many Slavic men who have relocated to other countries, and we tend to work with such gentlemen as well. So, no, if everything was about money, then we wouldn't have any clients who are well civil off, but they still struggle to meet the right girl. So, no, it's not just about money. Okay, Porky, you and your crazy drunk stories, save them for another day. How are Ukrainian ladies think about Iraq men? I can say that we have many students from Iraq, from Iran, in Ukraine who enter universities. Like in Kharkov, we have 40 plus universities and we have many foreign students. So you will see lots of foreigners in the street, lots of foreign years. Of course, if we are talking about a very religious man from Iraq, then maybe it won't be for everyone. Because, as you know, in Ukraine, ladies are Russian Orthodox, Catholic. Also, you can find some Jewish ladies, some Muslim ladies as well, but usually they marry inside their diasporas, so they do not date outsiders. About African, Indian, Chinese men, I think it is possible, but I also think it is harder than for a white man. Uh, in a sense, yes, some ladies won't be open, but I can tell you that there is no such thing as an easy client. There is always something that complicates the search. The personality, the request, the country the gentleman lives in. We currently are working with a gentleman from Zimbabwe. That's a first. And of course, not every lady is open to date someone from Zimbabwe because this gentleman, he expects that the lady will relocate to his country and to his city. But still, I'm quite happy with all the matches we have pre-selected for him. I speak German, and my best friend in college was second generation German American. He said that German women think we are toxic. He said 60% of them like us, but 40 do not. I can't speak for all German women. I like German language. I like German literature. I speak German. I love all our clients from Germany, but I have very little information about German women. I miss you, Svetlana, since our last chat video. Are you still married? Warm kisses. I don't remember having a video chat with you. Yes, I'm happily married. Are you in relationship? Conan Tagamori. If you want to meet someone, you can fill in the request form at our website. We will schedule the call with the manager and then with the matchmaker, and we will see if we can help you. How long does the process take to meet a possible match on average and average cost in US dollars? You can fill in the form and we will schedule an interview with you. I don't know how many matches you will need, how many coaching hours you will need. We offer 3 price packages and they are different based on the number of dates that we will arrange, the complication of the request, and of course, coaching hours. Usually from the moment the client has a consultation with us, after the consultation, we will sign the contract if we see that we can fulfill the request, if we see that we have enough candidates in our database. Then from the moment we sign the contract till the moment the client goes out on dates, on all the dates based on the agreement that we have signed, we will need like 6 to 8 weeks. 8 weeks is better than 6 weeks because in 6 weeks to conduct all those interviews with the ladies and to approve all the matches, oh, that's quite a task, but we did it a few times. So from the moment we sign the contract till the moment you go out on dates, 7 weeks in average. Then how much time will it take you to build a relationship? Well, it's very individual. We had a couple and they got engaged after 2 years of dating. And then they got married after 1 year of an engagement. But they're a younger couple. The lady was 27 and our client was 30 when we have just introduced them. We had couples who have been dating like 5-6 months before the gentleman has proposed. And then, for example, in 9 or 10 months, sometimes in a year, they got married. So it's very individual. On average, I would say that people date about 6 to 9 months before they decide that they want to get engaged, or a gentleman wants a lady to relocate, or they are both relocating to a neutral territory. So it's very individual. What else? What is your fee? Do you do socials or is it strictly individual matches? We do only traditional old school matchmaking. We have tried to do very special events for younger adults several years ago. We like that experience, but I still find old school matchmaking more efficient and it is easier for the team because every client is different and the request is different and the whole team of 8 cupids works for every client. So all the interviews that we do with the gentlemen and with the ladies, when the gentleman travels over, all the dating scheduling, getting the feedback, arranging everything, dating coaching in between, so it all requires lots of time, but we are proud with our success rate, which is about 80-85% every year, which means that 80-85% of male clients who hire us end up in relationship, getting engaged and getting married. So we count our success on engagements. Of course, it can't be that all 100% of gentlemen who hire us end up getting married because every year we have a client who goes through the process and he understands that he is not ready to settle down. And usually such gentlemen return to us in 3 or 4 years. Usually these are gentlemen who have hired us right after the divorce. And they wanted to touch the ground to see if they still can date, if ladies will choose them back, but they need more time. It's very individual. What else is here? Do you specify the religion of the ladies in your agency? Yes, of course, if it is important for a lady, for example, she is Jewish and she wants to meet only Jewish guys, then it makes no sense to introduce her to someone who's a non-Jew. I am German and I highly doubt what your friend says. I would make it more than 20% of the woman likes black men as friend, maybe 5% as life partner. We are all different. I can tell you that ladies who ended up getting married, who ended up marrying our uh, clients from United States, like black gentlemen or Asian gentlemen, usually they did not have this experience before to date, for example, African American gentlemen or to date Asian gentlemen. But the values, they had similar values, they had similar long-term goals, and they have similar understanding about dating, about relationship, about life, similar wishes, and even similar interests, similar activities that they have enjoyed doing. And after all, to really like a person, to fall in love in person, you have to get to know a person. And if you understand that you are on the same page about so many things, then you fall in love with their appearance. Because if you choose a person just because you find her face pretty or she finds his abs pretty, it won't last. You will find things that will start being a turn off for you. Sehr gut, Frau Svetlana. Neben Deutschen kannst du auch Schweizerdeutsch sprechen? Nein, nur Deutsch. Ich spreche nur Deutsch. Ich lerne das für circa 10 Jahren, aber meine deutschsprachigen Kunden machen mir faul. Sie sprechen sehr gut Englisch, so ich habe nicht genug Möglichkeiten, mein Deutsch zu üben. Speaking of the German language, I heard that German is the most popular foreign language spoken among the Ukrainian ladies. Since I speak German, I will not need an interpreter. No, it's not so. German was very popular in Soviet times, like in 60s, 70s. People tend to choose German as a foreign language to learn it at school, or French. English was not that popular, but nowadays everybody tend to choose English because when you enter the university in Ukraine for 2 years, you have to take a foreign language, and usually people choose English. I speak English. I usually speak it better than I do now. I'm tired. It's evening. 8:30, and I did today like 5 or 6 consultations with gentlemen and ladies, so it's hard to still be talking, but I'm trying to do my best. And I have chosen German because I'm a huge fan of German classical literature, and I really wanted to read it, to be able to read it and to learn it in German. This is why I have chosen German. My third foreign language is Chinese. 你好，我是韩语。啊wir können auch Deutsch schreiben. Maybe. I'm still struggling with finding time to film videos in German because I'm not just a YouTuber. YouTube has started as a hobby. I'm a full-time matchmaker, and my third book for ladies is coming out hopefully at the end of January, early February. So I will be a published author, 3 times published author. And I hope that my next book will be in English. Who knows? But since my books in Russian have been quite popular among ladies, and they help us attract even better ladies into our database, so I have been busy. Good afternoon, happy Thanksgiving, all who celebrate. Do you have 50 to 59 years old ladies in your matchmaking? As I am 59, thanks, love your videos. Thank you so much for watching us. Yes, we have ladies of different age groups. 2 years ago, our 70 years old client got married, and now we are working with several gentlemen in their 60s, late 60s, middle 60s, so we attract different ladies into our database, of course, based on the clients we are working with. This year, we also, I don't know why, we tend to attract many younger crowd, many gentlemen in their 20s, 30s. So now we try to recruit more ladies in their 20s and 30s. But yes, we have nice ladies in their 50s. Today, I have interviewed a very beautiful 52 years old university professor who speaks English. So, guys, she is still single. Ausgezeichnet. Alle, das ich brauche, ist eine, nicht wahr? Ja. Okay. I can't say that I'm less practice. I won't do any advertisement to another company or any bad mouthing since I don't know her process and we have never met. But yes, when you hire a matchmaker, you should choose someone who shares your values and with whom you're on the same page, because building a trust bond is very important. Of course, I understand that I'm not a matchmaker for everyone. Sometimes my clients tell me that I should be sugarcoating more. But still, they choose us. This is why they choose us, because we do not sugarcoat. I'm very open. We are very transparent about our process, about what we can do, what we can't do, about the responsibility of the client and our responsibility. But of course, you should choose the company that will work for you. Sometimes, after the first consultations, I honestly tell a gentleman that I don't think that we are the right company for him. And I explain the reasons. Für Schweizer es ist interessant, weil wir haben eine reichere Mentalität und wir beschäftigen uns weniger mit Konkurrenz. Wir haben viele Kunden aus Schweiz und es freut mich. Ich genieße die Mentalität und wir haben viele Paare in Schweiz. Thanks for doing this today. Hello from Hawaii. Wow, Hawaii. All right, and it must be sunny there. It has started snowing yesterday, but it has melted. Everything has melted. Today is Thanksgiving Day. I'm trying to imagine what it would be like for a family-oriented Ukrainian Russian lady to live here. Do you think if she's a family-oriented lady and she is married to a nice guy, she is in love with a nice guy, then she will enjoy learning how to cook that turkey. Like all ladies whom we have introduced over the years, who have ended up getting married with American guys, today they boast with their turkeys on Instagram and Facebook. So I don't think it is that hard to cook it, though I have never tried to cook a turkey, to be honest. How about Muslims? Is it normal for brides of Ukraine? Of course, it is not for every lady, but we have been working with Muslim gentlemen as well. So it is trickier in a way, but there are many ladies who would really appreciate to date a nice Muslim guy, since in this culture, family is a priority. Gentlemen do not drink alcohol, and usually they like to have very tight families, and they like it when the lady is, for example, a housewife and she devotes her time to children. Kinder, now ich will Deutsch sprechen. And she devotes her time to children, to family. And for some ladies, it is important because they want to be stay-at-home moms and they want to be wives. They don't want to build careers. For other ladies, it will be a turn off because they want to date someone who represents similar religion. So we are all unique. It is important to find a lady who is on the same page with you about relationship, about family, about future. Your long-term goals have to align. I was in the Ukraine before, and German is even less understood than English. Yes, you are right. It's not that popular nowadays to learn German, since English is an international language, and everybody tries to learn English. But there are many nice schools where you can learn German, like Nuremberg House in Ukraine. So you can do it. And I don't know why now we have these three new schools where people learn Italian. So they look nice. If I had more free time, I would definitely sign up for the course. I love learning international languages, different foreign languages. I think this is why I have started an international matchmaking company, because I feel so happy to be working with people who represent different cultures, different traditions, different nationalities, speak different languages. I always wanted to travel, and I do travel a lot. And even when I'm in Kharkov and all our clients come to us from different parts of the world, I feel like traveling without leaving the city. And I love working with like-minded people. So this is what has attracted me to this profession and what I have been doing for 13 years already. Ausgezeichnet. Alles, das ich brauche, ist eine, nicht wahr? Ich habe das schon gelesen. Man kann nie genug Infos mitnehmen. Ja, es ist wichtig zu lernen. Und es ist auch interessant. Why Ukrainian men doesn't marry the Ukrainian ladies? They do marry Ukrainian ladies, the majority. So international dating is very, very unique. It is very niche for truly unique singles. In another way, why the Ukrainian man doesn't interest Ukrainian girls, even if they are the prettiest. Ukrainian men do marry Ukrainian women and they do find them the prettiest. Where did you get this information from? She would be homesick. Family is where your home is where your family is. Family is more important than just a house or your favorite coffee shop, or, for example, the street that you have been walking down for 10 years. No, I think it's a myth that a lady will be homesick. If she is surrounded with love, if she has relocated truly for the right guy to build a family, to build a relationship, to have kids, then why should she have regrets? Usually people relocate, smart reasons why people relocate are relocating for better job opportunities, relocating to be with the one you love, to build a relationship, and maybe relocating for a better climate, in my opinion. I lurk in virtual videos. Thanks for doing it. Oh, thank you so much for watching. I'm on YouTube for almost 7 years. I still can't believe it. And it's so tricky to talk to a phone. I can't see you, you can see me. I'm looking on my computer and I read your questions, but I have to look on the camera so that you can see me. Let me have some sip of tea. By the way, I'm having Indian tea with coconut milk, masala tea. Yummy. Dazu ich nehme auch Ratschläge aus Frankreich, Großbritannien, Spanien, USA. Das ist sehr klug. In allen diesen Kulturen, Dating ist ein bisschen anders, aber du kannst unbedingt die Besten wählen. Warum nicht? Also, are there many Catholics in Ukraine? I'm Catholic and Orthodox. I teach at a university. Yes, especially in the Western Ukraine. Because of the influence of Poland. Ukraine is a big country, so of course in different parts of the country, even the language is different. Like in the West, you will see more Catholic temples than, for example, in the East. In Kharkov, we have a big Jewish diaspora, so it's a big country. What do you teach, by the way? Ich versuche auch immer zu lernen. Ich auch. Okay. Oh, so many questions. Let me find what I haven't read. Thanks for taking questions. The divorce rate in America is over 15%. I know you can't give exact number, but on average, how well do your matches do? So far in 13 years, I haven't heard of any divorces. So far we have 0 divorce rate, but it is life and it has been 13 years. So the first couples whom we have introduced, they have been married for 10, 11 years and they are still going strong. I don't know what will happen in 10 or 20 years. I hope they still all will be together. But with love, you can get 0 guarantees. It's unpredictable. Where on earth did you get this information that most Ukrainian women are divorced? It's so not true. Svetlana parle français un peu. I'm 43. Do you think a 23-year-old woman could be a good match? No. 20 years of an age gap. 23, she is just out of the university. And think of yourself when you were 23. What were your priorities and goals back then? Were you thinking about marriage and kids? No, probably you were thinking about finally moving out from your parents, finding your first job, maybe traveling the world, getting another education, going out to parties, having a cute girlfriend or a cute boyfriend, not about getting married now. So if you're 43 and you want to get younger, if you want to date younger, I would say a lady in her early to middle 30s, you will be more or less on the same page about long-term goals. Why Ukrainian men don't marry? This one I have read. Warum sind so viele deutsche Männer hier? Ich weiß nicht. Ich meine, wir haben auch Schweizer Männer. Ja, nicht? Ich finde deutsche Männer sehr attraktiv. Und mein lieblingster Aktor ist Schauspieler, ist auch aus Deutschland. They learn to cook a turkey. Wow. Of course, if you are in an international marriage, you have to learn traditions of each other and you can actually choose the best features of each culture and bring it to your relationship. So I find it very unique about international couples, and this is why I like international dating. I love introducing couples who represents different cultures. But real men don't want to risk their fiancés for the perfect woman because they really are perfect. I think it's all downhill from here, don't you? Ah, finances. Sorry, I have read fiancés. My mood is too romantic, but real men don't want to risk their finances for the perfect woman. Well, when you start dating someone, when you start a relationship, and especially when you get married, of course, you will have to invest into this relationship your heart, your attitude, your money, your time. So you could have spent this time in the office, but instead you are taking your kid to the kindergarten, or you are taking your date out, your fiance or your wife out. So family life is different. By the way, Germans, they did this research. They have actually interviewed ladies and men in their 40s, and they have tried to compare who feels happier in marriage, women or men, and who actually reaches higher position professionally, who earn more, married men or married women. And they have found out that married men, they improve their careers like 40% percent in comparison to single men, and they feel happier, they are healthier. And when they have compared single women to married women, single women, they have managed to build better careers than married women. And also single women actually feel happier, more relaxed, and they are healthier. Now you can do whatever you find necessary with this information. I remember after reading that article, I was like, what? But it makes sense, because when you have kids, your priorities shifts and you can't invest as much time into your career as, for example, when you're single, because having a family, having a husband, having kids, it's a huge work, but it's rewarding. Hello, I've been in Ukraine 2 years ago, and the ladies are so beautiful and old-fashioned. But my question is, if it was still under the USSR at the time, could I still find a beautiful lady in Ukraine? I have no idea. Uh, I haven't been around when USSR was still there, so I have no idea. We like Ukrainian women, and fortunately, it is quite easy for us to meet them, and if we are lucky, to marry them. Good for you. Well, in Switzerland, we are lucky to learn many languages. In Central Switzerland, some schools are already teaching Russian and Chinese. Yes, I like this about Switzerland, that you learn so many languages. And I think that in Europe, people tend to speak more foreign languages. For example, people in the US, they speak only English. But nowadays, I think Spanish is also popular. I tend to get more and more clients who speak several languages, American clients. I'm learning Russian languages. I'm learning Russian language by myself. Good to you. Um, if there anyone who is learning Ukrainian, it's also a beautiful language. For international dating, oops, why? Where have I lost it? I think someone has deleted a question. Yeah, where do you? Huh. The question is some. I have lost it. I will try to find it. So many questions. Thank you for the questions. Hey, Svetlana, Harshant here. Just saw you live on YouTube. Hope you and the entire Diolli are doing fine. I can see you are signing a lot of books for your readers. Well done. Yes. Actually, we will have to print more books. I haven't expected that we will sell them so quickly, and I'm so grateful to all my readers for all the wonderful feedback. And I have told it earlier that my third book is already written, and after Everything is done. And the publishment, I hope it will see the world in late January, early February. Maybe then I will have time to write something in English. I love the language, and I really, really want to try to write something in English. In Russian, it will be my third book. I'm happy with all the support. I haven't expected it, and I love doing it. I have so many ideas about new books. I really want uh, to find time to publish at least one book per year. It's been very emotionally rewarding, and we tend to attract even better candidates into our database because after reading my books, they are on the same page with me about values, about relationship, about love, and about international dating as well. For international dating should always be valid what the Romans told at their time. Where it is good, it's my homeland. Yes, unfortunately, I don't know this language. Well, I see. Yes, I see. Well, it makes sense. Similar reasons is why people generally relocate. Western Ukraine, I see. Yes, my ancestors are from Poland. That is why. Okay, thanks for explaining. I teach computer science at the University of Hawaii. Oh, we have a huge university. They also teach computer science there, and we tend to recruit many ladies into our database, and we tend to get many male clients who have graduated from this same university and have relocated to different countries. I am 42 years old with a 13 years old son. Well, for sure, you can meet a nice lady who will be open to date a gentleman who has a child. My divorce annulment was 2018, and I am finally starting to date again. It is smart. You should go out on some local dates before you consider trying international dating, so that you understand what to expect on dates. Then your level of expectations will be um, more healthy. It will be healthier, and you will feel more at ease during the dates. And also, if you decide to try to date in Ukraine, you will compare your dates in your country with the dates in Ukraine, and you will decide if this is something you want to do. Uh, 23 years old is still an inexperienced young lady. It's not appropriate for a mature adult who is ready to start a family to date someone 23 years old. I have a client at the moment who is 27 years old, a male client, and I'm interviewing ladies for him who are 23, 24, right after the university. And we have another client who is 26. So we interview ladies from the same age group. And you know what? For them, it will work because they are both young adults and they are still just learning about life, about what they want to do with this life. They are still forming their long-term goals, so they can grow together. They can grow as persons together. They can explore this world together. They can explore love together. But for a 43 years old and 23 years old girl, the age gap can be too big because you have already experienced different roles in your life. You have experienced different situations. For sure, you have switched jobs, you have been in relationships, you have lived yourself, you have moved out of your parents, you have earned your own money, and probably you have paid your taxes and your loans. If she's 23, she has done none of it. And for her, it will be a brand new world. It can be intriguing, it can be interesting. She can feel curious to go out with an older man, to have several dates. But then think of yourself when you are 23. Her mood will change and she will think that I want to start this job in another city, or I want to try myself in photography, or I want to take a class there. So, relationship and getting married won't be a priority for her at 23. Building a relationship can be with a boy her age so that together they can learn about life. and they can grow together as persons. Sie ist noch ein Kind. Ja, ich bin einverstanden. Schweiz findet Svetlana sehr interessant. Vielen Dank. It makes me smile. Besonders aus Zürich. Oh, we have like 8 couples in Zurich whom we have introduced over the years. So I love this city. If that happened, what Ukrainian traditions would our new family adopt, do you think? I wonder what it would be like. I'm not sure I understand your question. Do you mean that you will have to adapt to Ukrainian traditions and she will have to adapt to yours? Usually, if you are speaking about an international couple, they try to follow traditions that they find necessary, that they love best from both cultures. For example, Christmas. They can celebrate Christmas in December, on December 24th, 25th, then on January 7th to January 8th, the New Year, the Old New Year. So you can do both. We have couples that celebrate all the Jewish holidays, then all the Ukrainian holidays, then all the American holidays. So it depends on a couple, it depends on a lady, on a gentleman, and which traditions are dearest to them. Normally, I am looking for women beginning middle of 30s. I don't know your age. Oh, you have mentioned 42. 42, if you have a 12 years old son, then a lady in her 30s can be a good choice. I would be also considering in your case to date a lady who also has a kid or her kid is out of the house, because as a parent, it will be easier for her to understand you, your feelings to your son. It will be easier for her to build a relationship, friendship with your son, and you will have more in common. Gentlemen often think that if a lady doesn't have kids, she understands what to do with kids because all women are natural mothers. No, it's not like that. Yeah, they improve careers because less time is spent chasing women. Yes. I'm not talking about sugar babes. I have a question. Have you ever witnessed when a lady and a gentleman are seriously dating for a couple of months and marriage is in the air, and for fine day the couple call it quits for no reason? Unfortunately, I have seen it a few times over 13 years, and having cold feet, sometimes it can be fixed. Sometimes people understand that they have chosen each other for wrong reasons. He wanted to date much younger, much more beautiful, and later on he understands that youth is not everything, and they have to have more in common. And same with ladies, sometimes they understand, they think that, okay, I will date this older man. Usually it happens with the age gap. I will date this older man because he is well off, he is experienced. But when things gets more serious, she can think that I'm not ready to sacrifice my youth to an older gentleman for money, and I'm not ready for it. So it has happened a few times, not very often, to be honest. Just occasional examples. Maximal age, there is no maximal age difference. Each case is unique. We had several couples with the age gap of 15 years. We have matched them over the years. But the most common age gap that ladies are usually comfortable with and that our client ends up having is about 7 years. So a lady is usually 7 years younger than the gentleman, 5, 7 years. So of course it can happen that she can be 12 years younger or 15, which will be trickier, and of course it won't be for everyone. So usually when I conduct an interview with a client, I understand that, okay, he has the looks, for example, he is 50, but he is a very good looking 50 years old, like Jared Leto, good looking 50 years old. He is wealthy. Oops. My phone tries to tell me that I should charge it. He has the looks. He is wealthy. He has a personality. He's tall, handsome. He's charming. So I can introduce such a gentleman to a lady who is 15 years younger, maybe even 17 years younger, and he is never married. He doesn't have kids, for example. But on the other hand, sometimes gentlemen tell me that I'm 62, I'm not rich, but I want to date someone in her 30s, and I look at this gentleman and he looks 62. He looks like 62 years old who doesn't care that much about things he eats, doesn't work out, and for example, he is a middle manager or a salesperson and he wants to date someone 15, 20 years younger. No, I won't have anyone for him. Not because I don't want to introduce him, but because ladies won't choose him back. It's about looking for someone who will choose you back. Because not only you are choosing, ladies have to choose you back as well. Would you like to talk over video someday? Maybe I will be able to help. Who knows? The gentleman writes to another gentleman. I hope you make good advertisement for international dating marriage in your books. It's about love and about relationship and about all the dating mistakes that people tend to make and why they end up being single. But of course, I'm sharing lots of dating stories. So I do lots of storytelling, and people love reading about other people's, let's call it fuck ups on dates, or about success stories, why it happened, why it didn't happen. And it is better to learn on other people's experience because your own experience can be much more painful. I was 24, my wife was 22 when we were ready to start a family. Yes, some people are ready then and they can learn together. My parents got married when my mom was 20 and my dad was 25. I would say that dating has changed, people have changed. Now, when I'm interviewing ladies in their early 20s to our clients in their middle 20s, I can tell you that they differ so much from ladies in their early 20s, like 10 years ago. People change, society changes, internet has changed people with Instagram, with online dating. It's all very different. Yes, if we're speaking, for example, about small towns in Ukraine, there most people can't get education if it is a small village or a small town. So right after high school, they marry, young girls marry their high school boyfriends. Oops, that's my daughter. She tries to switch off the light. I'm at home. It's past 9. It's 9:37, quite late. How do we, you're asking someone. One more question. Sorry for all the questions. In your database, do you have ladies who are maybe in their late 30s, early 40s, who are very adventurous into sports and fitness? Yes, we have different ladies in our database. So I'm sure once you are ready, we can introduce you to a wonderful lady. So many holidays then. Yes. How important it is for a woman in her 30s without children to get some? Many women really want to have children in their 30s. I would say that it is a myth that ladies in Ukraine in their early to middle 20s want to have kids. Nowadays, it has shifted, and ladies want to get an education, and they tend to want to have kids in their late 20s, early 30s. And if the gentleman is in his middle 40s and, for example, late 40s, and he wants to have kids within the next 3, 5 years, I would seriously consider someone in her middle 30s because for her, having kids will be a priority and she will be willing to have them soon. I have interviewed so many ladies who are like 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, and they all tell me during the interview that I want to find a guy, I want to get married, I want to start a family, I want to have kids. This is a priority. Like career, no, not that much. If for the right guy I have to relocate, then I will do it because it is a priority for me. So it's all about your goals and how soon you want to achieve them. Sure, ladies who already have a kid. Some ladies without kids have nieces and nephews, maybe a sister who is married and has a family. In that case, I can tell how they are with kids, perhaps. It's one thing to play with someone's niece or someone else's kid. It's a totally different experience to have a kid of your own. I can tell you this from my own experience. And our psychologist, Alessia, when she brings her daughter, her tiny daughter, to the office, and when we were filming the last video, we have asked our team members to babysit, and none of them have kids. It was so interesting to watch them, like 5 women, try to take care of that poor infant, and they have struggled with it because they have no experience. But they have little sisters, nieces, so it's very different. You can tell by her family values, you can tell by her values and priorities what type of a person she is. If she is kind, if she is generous, if she is loving, then she will be a good mother. I have seen some women, because I conduct lots of interviews, who have kids and they are so angry and they are so spiteful. So I wouldn't let them take care of a kitten. So okay, if a lady is taken to a very expensive restaurant, the cost many times her weekly wage, would she consider that sign of insensitivity or even someone that could have financial problems in future? I can't imagine a restaurant where the cost will be many times her weekly wage, or maybe something very posh in Kiev. Like in Kharkov, I can't imagine a place like that. It's not like you have to order the most expensive dish or the most expensive champagne. And in my experience, we didn't have this problem that the lady was ordering something like very expensive. Then what else? What's the scariest thing dating after divorce with not much dating experience? You should consider hiring a professional matchmaker and a dating coach or a dating coach. It will be so much more help for you. You will get an opinion from the third side. You will get dating coaching. You will get the feedback after the dates, what you did right, what you did wrong, and also you will get help with creating the image, what type of a person you should date. Because sometimes what we claim we want and what we actually need can be very different. The gentleman is asking about the cost. I think our lowest package right now is $5,700, but again, and the highest package is 12. How do you say it in English? 12,000. Yes, dollars. So I can't tell you which package will work for you because I don't know you and I don't know your request. I don't know how many dates you will need, whether it will be 5 introductions, whether it will be 10 introductions, whether you will be, yes, 12,000. It's almost 10 p.m. here and I did so many consultations, so it's tricky to speak in English. And in Russian as well. So it depends on your requests. If we need, for example, to find you someone who will be open to date a gentleman who is 15 years older, who has kids from previous relationship and who is not very tall, and the gentleman wants to date someone who is very attractive, speaks English, has a university degree, then probably we will need an extra recruiter to fulfill such a request. If the gentleman wants to date someone his own age, he's willing to date a single mom because he is a single father himself, it will be another story. So a lot depends on the request and the number of dates that we will arrange and also coaching hours. Because when we see that the client needs lots of coaching, we are adding coaching hours and then we calculate how many dates we will need to arrange to make a client successful in the process. Some people just need 3 dates, other people need 10 dates and 2 trips to Ukraine. It's individual. What else? Wow, they are courageous to be willing to relocate like that, a whole new life. Again, it's about priorities, and some people they want to have this romantic adventure. For example, she's 36. She has achieved everything she wanted in her profession. So she has traveled. She has a nice apartment of her own. She has a car, but she understands that she wants to have a family. She wants to get married. She wants to have a child. And she understands that if she wants to have 2 or 3 kids, she has to start doing it now. So meeting someone, dating someone will be a priority. Marriage will be a priority. Well, for many girls, when she's 26, for example, or 27, she understands that she can start a family in 10 years, in 8 years. So our priorities, they change as we grow, as we get wiser. I'm 37 from Sweden and I already have a kid. I don't want any more. Will this be an issue if I want a serious relationship with Ukrainian lady? It depends if you want to date a lady who also has a child from her previous relationship. And for example, she doesn't want to have more kids, just like you. Or for example, a lady who doesn't want to have children at all, or a lady who can't have children by medical reasons. There are ladies like that as well. So you can find a lady. Of course, if you don't want to have kids, then you have to say it out loud in your dating profile if you are using, for example, an online dating platform. If you hire a matchmaker, then a matchmaker will make sure during the interviews that all the ladies you are meeting, they don't want to have more children. So it's doable. We have clients like that. I have a client and he got his child when he was 19 and now he's 43. His son is finally out of the house, finishing the university, and he doesn't want to have more kids. And he wants to date a lady whose kids are also out of the house because he wants to enjoy life. So we all have our own stories and our own priorities. Do you have email newsletters if I'd like to work at your agency? No, we don't do newsletters. We have a blog. We also have a podcast. By the way, please tell me if you're listening to our podcast. How does it sound? It feels weird to be talking to a mic. And I seriously doubt it that I don't sound like a Russian spy when I'm on that podcast. I hope you enjoy it. It's an interesting format, and we have decided that we will be reading emails with your questions and we will be answering them in podcasts, since usually in my videos on this channel, I cover topics that are related to practical dating tips and advice for men, and also I'm sharing some educational stories that has happened during the dates with our clients. And of course, I hope that our blog will help people choose international dating only for the right reasons. Guys, I think, oh, thank you. The gentleman is writing me. Oh, it's Elvis Tony. Actually, the podcast is interesting. Thank you. I think I have time for 2, maybe 3 more questions. And then I will finish it because I am talking for 78 minutes after doing all the consultations today. I'm going to be mute tomorrow and I have 4, I'm looking at the calendar, 4, 5 consultations and interviews tomorrow. I'm inclined to watch YouTube videos rather than podcasts. My car is too noisy to listen to podcasts on the way to work, so that's why. Well, this is why we try to do both, so that people could choose what works best for them. Usually when I'm listening to YouTube, I'm not watching the video, I'm listening to the video on YouTube. And usually I do it also when I drive from work home. I hope it will be also soon rebroadcasted by Radio Zurize. Oh, thank you. How fun! Thanks for taking time to be with us this evening. Go rest. It's late in Ukraine. Yes, it's late. Thank you so much for watching this. I hope my English was not too terrible at the end of the day. Usually I'm more fluent. I'm better with I wanted to say better with my tongue. It sounds too cheesy. But it has been so many consultations in Russian, in English, and in German. And usually it's tricky when you switch. And also, I had a Chinese class today. So thank you. You flatter me. In Chinese, they say puketi. Eventually, we should help Svetlana to get her podcast to Virgin Radio. Mr. Branson will be happy. I will start with the book after I'm done with publishing my third book, and I have already promised that it will be the set of 3 books, because my first book is also, it has 2 parts, and the new book, it will have 3 parts. I'm done with the part 1, and I hope I will find time to start working on my book in English. It will be an interesting adventure. I love adventures. Guys, thank you so much. It has been 80 minutes. I will go check on my daughter. It was a pleasure spending this evening with you. I will try to do such live streams more often. I can't promise to do it every 2 weeks. We are really busy with all. Oh, hola from Mexico. Hello. We are really busy with all the dates, and usually on weekends we schedule most of the days, so it is tricky. Okay, one more question. I am 61, will be 62 in July. I will also be retired, so I can spend more time in Ukraine. I have never been married. Is it a problem with matching me up? If you want to date a lady who shares your values and who can choose you back for all the right reasons, then why not? If you're aiming, for example, for a lady in her 50s, why not? Especially if you plan to relocate to Ukraine or to split your time in between 2 countries. But if you will write me right now that you want to date someone in her 30s, someone who might have been your daughter, then it can be tricky. Unless you are, which actor is in his 60s? I think Richard Gere. Now I feel intrigued to read what age group this gentleman wants to date. Oh, yes, I have been interviewing that really beautiful lady. I have this, I have this special place in my heart for redheads. So every time I tend to interview a beautiful redhead, I think that I would be willing to date her. I like smart women, especially smart, beautiful women. If you are not aiming late 40s, early 50s, maybe late 40s, it will be trickier, but possible. Early 40s or early 50s, more realistic. Aim for 10 years of an age gap. You can meet a very beautiful lady in her early 50s, and with good genetics, if she takes good care of herself, she will look even hotter than many ladies in their middle 40s. So look for a person, not for an age. But yes, you can aim for 10 years of an age gap. I think 8, 10 years, it's doable. Thank you. There is a stigma with US with never being married. Yes, some ladies can ask why has never been married, but it is life. It can happen. So there can be people who have been in relationship and they haven't been married officially. There can be people who have been married just once in their life, and they can be clueless about dating after the divorce. So it's individual. Maybe you will need some dating coaching, especially if you try to date in another culture, like in Ukraine, so that you understand the difference and you learn how to court a Ukrainian woman, because it will be different than in the West. But I don't see any problems. Guys, I have really enjoyed this live stream. I'm tired, but happy. I'm wishing you a happy Thanksgiving day. And oh, you have been in Ukraine in 1987. I have been born on that year, 1987, like half of my office. It was a pleasure spending time with you. We have a beautiful photo with the turkey on our Instagram. By the way, if you want to see more of the Cupid's daily routine and some practical dating tips and advice, you can follow us on Instagram if you are there. So we share there lots of funny photos, especially now after we have our designer on board. She can create really cute scenes to share with you on Instagram. I wish you all love. I hope to do another live stream for you maybe in December. I can't promise to do it next week. We are very busy with all the dates that we schedule for our clients with all the feedback. So I really struggle with finding time, but there will be 2 new videos for you, like always, every Wednesday and every Sunday. Thank you so much for watching. I wish you love. Minimum age to get married, in your opinion, for a lady? It depends on the age of the gentleman. Maybe 25, so that she at least had 2 years after the university to learn something about life. Bye, guys. Thank you for watching. Oops, what should I